This will be a day long remembered. Now I am the master.
Welcome to another episode of Legends and Theories. Separatist forces have been discovered in two beyond Naboo, and worrying the Queen, she sends for Padme Amidala to come and investigate, and also the Jedi. Padme arrives first and begins to investigate, realizing that there is a virus going around, and she's able to track it down to the Naboo swamplands with Jar Jar Binks. Once they arrive there, they are quickly captured by Dr. Neuro-Vindi, who is planning to recreate the Blue Shadow virus and release it across the galaxy. And the Blue Shadow virus was a very deadly virus that was completely wiped out because there was no species immune to it. And this virus has been made even worse because now it can be airborne and is not stuck to one specific type of water. And this plan will be able to put the Separatists at an advantage since they use droids and the Republic does use clones. So this virus would be able to take care of clones and give the Separatists a great advantage in the war. So, once Anakin and Obi-Wan arrive, they go to try and figure out what has happened, and they send Ahsoka out to scout, and she uncovers the lab, but manages to remain hidden. She does manage to send the coordinates and a basic layout of the base to Anakin and Obi-Wan, who go and plan to attack the base. They go to invade at the different doors, so there would be complete confusion, and they would have to spread their forces thin to go and take care of the Jedi invasion. Anakin leads the mission to rescue Padme and secure the virus, as Obi-Wan goes and tries to secure the rest of the facility. And Anakin is able to go and rescue Padme and secure most of the virus, although an LEP servant droid does escape with one vial of the virus. Anakin and Obi-Wan are able to track down Dr. Vindi, and after a brief fight, they are able to, and Vindi is arrested, as Ahsoka, Padme, and Jar Jar lead an attempt to clean up the facility and make sure that the virus is securely put away. The LEP servant droid is able to get the virus into one of the bombs and detonates it, although the lab does seal due to the virus being released. The battle droids are trying to escape and release the virus into Naboo, and this forces Anakin and Obi-Wan to go and find the cure to the virus, and the only known cure is from a root on the planet known as Iago. So the two Jedi rush off to go get the cure as the Republic forces are slowly succumbing to the virus. Padme's hazmat suit is breached and she is infected also, although Jar Jar does manage to stay in his containment suit. And the Jedi Senator Gungan and clones go to secure all the exits and take out the battle droids who are trying to, of course, escape and release the virus. But at the same time, Anakin and Obi-Wan land in Iago and meet a kid named Jabo, and he has repurposed battle droids that the Separatists left behind. They are able to go and get the route that will make the cure, but learn of the Curse of Droll, which is something that destroys ships, and there's a massive graveyard of ships above the planet. Anakin and Obi-Wan, not believing it, go and try to escape the planet, but learn that the Separatists have left behind a laser defense system, which the natives of the planet believe to be Droll, and returning to the planet they go and ask Jabba for help, who has reprogrammed some vulture droids, and they use these vulture droids to distract the system and have them be used as decoys as they go and destroy the defense system so the people of the planet can leave. They now return to Naboo with great speed and are able to distribute the cure to all of the people that have been affected, saving Ahsoka, Padme, Rex, and the rest of the clones that were trapped down there. This is ultimately a victory for the Republic, which could have ended in a very dangerous galactic-wide plague. Anakin and Ahsoka are tasked with taking down the Separatist fleet above Ryloth, and Anakin entrusts Ahsoka for her first leadership role in leading a squadron against the Separatist forces. Ahsoka is overconfident in her abilities, and when the Separatists spring a trap that Anakin and Admiral Yularen see coming, they call Ahsoka back, but she refuses. For once she realizes that she truly is in danger, she tries to get her squad back, but they are all killed, and she's the only one to make it back to the ship. She feels extremely guilty as Republic forces are forced to retreat, and this is a pretty big loss, and Ahsoka feels extremely guilty since in the fight Admiral Yularen was greatly injured, but knowing that they have to break through the blockade, Anakin goes to a new plan, leaving Ahsoka in charge of the remaining two cruisers as he takes the last one and rams it into the command ship, knowing that will create confusion for Ahsoka to be able to go and take on the forces of the Separatists when they are confused. Ahsoka reluctantly takes this and is able to successfully pull off the plan by having the Venators park sideways so their hangars are not exposed, and well, then she sends out fighters that are able to wipe out the Separatist forces after Anakin took out the command ship, and this leads to the first victory in the Ryloth campaign. So now Obi-Wan Kenobi and Mace Windu are able to land their forces on the planet of Ryloth. Now Obi-Wan Kenobi leads the next stage of the assault, trying to secure a landing zone and take out the Separatists' cannons, but the tactical droid in charge knows how the Jedi value life and has taken an entire village of Twi'leks hostage and is using them as human shields, and this leads Obi-Wan and his forces to land. Although they do not know of the human shields yet, they plan to go and scout everything out, and they send out two clones, Waxer and Boyle, to go and investigate. And while investigating, they meet a young girl named Numa, who is able to inform them both of the hostages and of the Separatist cannon locations. So, once they have that, and have to fight off a pack of dogs that attack them, the Republic forces lead an attack on the cannons, are able to save the Twi'lek village, and destroy the cannons, leading in the next victory, which will allow Mace Windu to be able to take this fight to the capital and take it back from Wat Tambor. And once the Republic forces are able to fully land, and Mace Windu begins his attack, he is marching towards the capital, but does face severe resistance. Knowing they need help, they go to freedom fighter Cham Syndulla and are able to negotiate with him to help the Republic forces, and this greatly hurts Cham because he believes that the Republic really are no better and has no faith in the Republic Senator Manfrita, but they are able to convince him and they do lead an attack on the capital, and in the attack Windu is able to get across the bridge, but Wat Tambor, being really greedy, does not listen to the tactical droid with him to evacuate as soon as possible and wants to get all of the treasure of the planet for himself, and this ultimately leads to him being captured once Windu is able to lead a successful liberation of the capital, as Anakin and Ahsoka are able to take out the forces of Tambor trying to bomb all Twi'lek cities so they can not have anything and show how Republic victory is going to be costly. And this is an ultimate win for the Republic. Although they did suffer many losses, they were able to free the world of Ryloth and liberate the Twi'lek people. On the planet of Felucia, Republic forces are in retreat. The Jedi are suffering major losses and are planning to evacuate the planet. Anakin and Obi-Wan are already on their gunships, but need to find Ahsoka, get her to retreat also. Anakin tries to make Ahsoka come back, but she refuses, believing that she has pushed the enemy forces back, not realizing that the Separatist forces are all coming to her position and will soon overrun them. Anakin's finally able to get Ahsoka to come back onto his gunship, and they fly away just in time as the tank Ahsoka was just on is completely destroyed by Separatist forces. And once they return to Coruscant, the Jedi Council is very disappointed in Ahsoka. They put her on library duty as a punishment and as a time for her to reflect on how she has been acting. But at the same time, Darth Sidious has hatched a plot to kidnap Force-sensitive children and has hired bounty hunter Cad Bane to break into the Jedi Temple and steal a holocron from the vault. And Cad Bane accepts this job only if he can be paid with a new starship that will be a superior fighter for him to be able to do his job in. And Sidious agrees, and Cad Bane begins to plan with the changeling Cato Persiti and his droid Toto 360 to infiltrate the temple. Cato is going to go in disguised as a Jedi Master who Cad Bane has recently killed, so no one will know anything is up, and she will be able to guide Cad Bane through from the library as Cad Bane and Toto go and prepare to sneak through the temple the hard way so they can get to the Holocron Vault. And the Jedi do sense in the Force that someone is going to attempt to break into the temple, but they do not suspect anyone would be crazy enough to go for the Holocron Vault and believe that they will be going to the communications center so they can go in and steal all of their communication data for the Separatists. So they go to protect that area, which helps out with Cad Bane, who is not going there. And as Cato goes and begins to guide Cad Bane and Toto through. Ahsoka is starting her position with the head librarian, Jocasta Nu, as she goes around just to be on patrol. But Jocasta Nu notices something odd and is able to figure out who Kato is. But Kato knocks out Jocasta before she can do anything and takes on her identity. She continues to guide Cad Bane through the air ducts of the temple, but Anakin and Obi-Wan have caught on the trail and are beginning to follow them. Ahsoka, continuing to be on guard, starts to notice something off with Jocasta Nu and goes up to confront her. But it's around the same time, Cad Bane has reached the Holocron vault and decides to leave explosives, but also has Toto cut a hole into the walls and tells him to go up to the communications center. And once he blows the hole in the vault, he goes down to steal Holocron as Toto goes up to the communications center and realizes that there was a bomb placed into him, and Toto explodes, destroying the communication center partially, although not too badly since the Jedi were able to catch on to what was going on. And at the same time, Ahsoka has captured Kato, and Cad Bane has managed to steal a holocron and escape from the temple. Once they realize what has happened, they go to Kato and begin to interrogate her, and quickly realize that he's going after Jedi Master Bala Rapal, who is the keeper of a kyber crystal, which is not a lightsaber crystal, but instead a list that has all potential members of the Jedi Order on it. The Jedi realize that they are in great danger if this list is stolen, and Bane is able to access the list, and Anakin and Ahsoka are assigned to go after it, but they are not able to reach Master Rapal in time. Bane has captured him and taken the crystal, although he cannot access the holocron until Rapal opens the crystal, but Rapal is resistant and refuses to open it. He is tortured to his death, but Republic forces are right behind Bane and attacking the Separatist cruisers he is in. The forces are being battled off, and Bane knows that he needs to draw the Jedi in, so he will be able to get one of them to open the crystal since Master Rapal is dead. So he lets the Jedi infiltrate the ship, even though Newt Gunray is furious at him because he does not want to be losing any of his assets. But Cad Bane knows that Darth Sidious will repay Gunray, and you don't want to mess with Darth Sidious. So he goes and draws them in so he can trap the Jedi. And after pursuing Cad Bane to the hangar, he turns off the artificial gravity, having everyone float around. But Ahsoka's managed to get out before that happens, and Bane does capture her. And by the time Anakin could catch up with her, she's inside of a cell, and Cad Bane gives Anakin an ultimatum. He tells him he will either open the holocron for him, or his Padawan will be ejected out into the deeps of space to die. Anakin accepts and opens the holocron, and at this moment Bane goes and opens the airlock so he'll have a distraction. He manages to run away, and Anakin catches Ahsoka. And finally, Cad Bane is being chased down by a clone after Ahsoka convinced Anakin to stop the pursuit because they will all die if they don't get back to the Separatist shuttle they have stolen, because if they don't, the ship is going to be exploding very soon due to damages caused in the fight. And they think all is lost, but they do see a clone trooper seemingly kill Cad Bane and get to them. They're able to escape the Separatist cruiser just in time as it explodes. And the Jedi think that they have won, but lost the Holocron. But this is not true. Once they land, Anakin and Ahsoka are out with the troops, and Ahsoka goes to meet up with the one who presumably killed Cad Bane. She goes and sees if he is alright, but sees that his blood is not human blood, realizing that he is not a clone and is actually Cad Bane. She's too late because Bane is able to escape and get away with the Holocron, and the Jedi are feeling defeated and know that Force-sensitive children will be in danger. Returning to Coruscant, the Jedi go and meditate, try to figure out where the children could be, and going into meditation, they realize there is one on a world they cannot figure out, one on the world of Rhodia, and one more on the planet of Naboo. And the Rhodia mission is an ultimate failure. Bane was able to get the child before Obi-Wan could get to the mother and warn her of Cad Bane, but they have better luck on Naboo, where they are able to capture Cad Bane, although he does not have the children with him. And this is very Destination Jedi, although they do have the bounty hunter. They do not know where the children or the holocron is, and they cannot break Cad Bane, who is immune to their mind tricks. But Ahsoka suggests something dangerous. She suggests for all the Jedi to use their mind tricks at the same time to see if that could be used to break down Cad Bane's will and make him tell. And this works, nearly breaking the mind of the bounty hunter and driving him insane. He agrees to help, only so he could keep his sanity. But of course, it was planning to double-cross them. He agrees to take Obi-Wan and Mace Windu to the location of the Holocron and then to the children. And he partially keeps his word. He takes them to his base, where the Holocron is, and springs a trap, almost killing them, and he is able to escape, but so do the Jedi with the Holocron. And at the same time, Anakin was sent back to Coruscant to update Chancellor Palpatine, and after doing that, they are a little bored, but do check the fuel logs of Cad Bane's ship and realize that he stopped at Mustafar, which was completely out of his way, and they realize that that must be where the children are. So Anakin and Ahsoka go to the planet that will one day soon haunt Anakin for the rest of his life. But that day is not today. Let's go back to the present. And Anakin and Ahsoka land on the planet, but this sets off alarms and Sidious orders for the base to be destroyed and to hopefully get the children out. But if they do not, that is fine. They must go down with the base, since he does not want the Jedi to have them. And once he does this, the base is set to self-destruct. Anakin and Ahsoka do manage to get in and rescue the children from the droids and escape from the doomed base. But since they were more concerned about the children, they were not able to even learn that Darth Sidious was behind this. And this is still a best case scenario for the Sith Lord, since they will not know of his involvement, and there is nothing left to trace back to him, since the lab has been destroyed by the lava of Mustafar. And even though this is a victory for the Jedi Order, this also is a great problem for them, since they have not done any more to uncover the plot of the Sith. The Jedi Anakin Skywalker, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Ahsoka Tano are sent to check on a Republic outpost that has received no transmissions from above Felucia, and when they go to investigate, they are ambushed by Separatist forces and forced to crash land. Looking for help, the Jedi stumble across a small village that is seemingly deserted. Suspicious of this, they begin to look around and eventually find that the people of the village are hiding because pirates have been terrorizing them, and they've hired some bounty hunters led by Sugi to protect them. And these bounty hunters do not want the help of the Jedi since they're being paid to do this. And Obi-Wan does not want to interfere because he feels that they could make things worse. But the Anakin is so far able to convince him to at least train the villagers to be able to defend themselves, so they do not need to hire bounty hunters every time. Bounty hunters also go and decide to help with this, and they prepare to defend themselves. They quickly learn that Hondo Ohnaka is the one leading the forces of pirates that are terrorizing the village, and the Jedi ask nicely for Hondo to leave, but Hondo does not want to. He even offers the bounty hunters better pay, but being honorable people, Sugi refuses and Hondo leaves, training the villagers more. Hondo has spies go out and sees what's going on. The hunters are able to take him down, but no, this will raise suspicion with Hondo and prepare to defend against an attack from the pirates. And the pirates do attack. The Jedi and the bounty hunters help the villagers defend themselves and push Hondo back. Seeing there is no profit left for him, Hondo leaves the planet and declares that this effort is no longer profitable. Finally, the villagers are thankful to the Jedi and bounty hunters, and the bounty hunters decide to give the Jedi a ride to the nearest Republic outpost. On the planet of Malastare, the Republic and Separatist forces are in combat to protect the Dugs from Separatist forces to take over the planet. With the planet being a major source of fuel, the Republic are also desperate to sign a treaty with the local Dugs, and they decide to test out their new weapon, the electroproton bomb, on the Separatist forces, which is essentially a massive EMP that will take out all of the droids, and the Dugs do agree to this. And once the bomb is dropped, it detonates and creates a giant sinkhole into the planet, and the Jedi go and decide to check out what's going on. They quickly realize things are bad when a massive monster begins to attack, and now the Dugs say they won't sign the treaty until this monster, known as the Zillo Beast, is wiped out, because these monsters used to roam the planet until the dogs wiped them out. And there's a prophecy that says that they will destroy the Dug civilization if they were able to return. So the Dugs attempt to wipe out the Zillo Beast, but Mace Windu wants to go by the Jedi Code and preserve the life. And once they realize that the Zillo Beast has indestructible shells, Palpatine and the Doctor see a plan that they can use the Zillo Beast to try and make indestructible armor. So, using many Republic tanks, they're able to stun and knock out the Zillo Beast and bring it to a Republic facility. Although Mace Windu thinks that it will be released into the wild on another planet, it is actually being taken to a research facility on Coruscant, where Palpatine will personally oversee the treatment of the Zillo Beast. Once Padme hears of this, she wants to go and protect the Zillo Beast. The same with some of the other Jedi, and they try to convince Anakin to talk to Palpatine. But with Palpatine being the secret Sith Lord Darth Sidious, sees a great advantage in using the Zillo Beast in his future plans, and orders for the Doctor to go and kill the Zillo Beast so they can remove the armor plating from it. And once they attempt to do this, the Zillo Beast, being extremely intelligent, breaks free and goes on a rampage through Coruscant to go and kill Palpatine. The Zillo Beast rampage continues as it reaches the Senate building, and Anakin, Padme, and Palpatine try to escape. Their ship is broken down and they're nearly taken out, although they are rescued by the Jedi, and a poisonous gas is sent, killing the Zillo Beast. Palpatine orders for a clone of the Zillo Beast to be made, and although all things are now well, things nearly ended in disaster. Padme Amidala is asked by the Jedi Council to go on a mission to spy on her old friend Rush Clovis, and she initially rejects it, not knowing that he's suspected as a separatist spy. And when the Jedi Council asks Anakin, he goes and says that Padme definitely shouldn't, especially because he could be a spy for the separatists. And once Padme knows this, she decides to go and spy on her old friend and ex-lover, as Anakin goes posing as a pilot, but who's truly there to protect his secret wife. They go on a mission to Cater Nemodia, where they meet with Clovis, and Padme does begin to look into it and reveals that Clovis has plans to build a new droid factory on Geonosis with the Separatists. And Padme is horrified, but in a plan to try and get leverage over Clovis, the Nemoidians have poisoned her, and Clovis seeks for a cure, not knowing that Padme is secretly working against him. And once he realizes what's going on, he tries to bargain with Anakin, saying that he will get the cure if he's given back the information. But Anakin double crosses him, and once they have the cure, he gives it to Padme, and he decides to leave Clovis behind and brings the plans of the new droid factory back to the Jedi Council. And this now leads to Republic forces planning an assault on the world of Geonosis to take out the droid factories. A three-pronged attack is planned on Geonosis to take out the shield generators protecting the factory. Anakin leads one, Obi-Wan leads another, and Ki-Adi-Mundi leads the third. While trying to fly down, all three Jedi's
gunships are shot down, with Anakin and Mundi crashing a good amount away from the drop zone, but Obi-Wan has landed near the drop zone, but has been severely injured in the crash. Anakin, Ahsoka, and Rex plan to go through paths to get to the rendezvous point and have to scale a large wall, which they did see in the briefing, but Anakin thought that they would never go across it. They are able to successfully destroy the wall and continue forward as Ki-Adi-Mundi leads his troopers through a small cave system, and when attacked by the Geonosians, his troopers equipped with flamethrowers are able to hold them off. And Obi-Wan Kenobi is able to be rescued from the wreckage of his gunship by the clone troopers Waxer and Boyle. This battle is getting intense, and the Jedi have finally managed to regroup, and Anakin and Ahsoka lead the assault on the shield generator and are able to take it down, preparing the Republic forces for the next stage of the attack. Obi-Wan Kenobi and Ki-Adi-Mundi are sent back for now to have their injuries treated, and Jedi Master Luminara Unduli and her Padawan Barriss Offee meet up with Anakin and Ahsoka to coordinate the attack on the main droid factory. Poggle, of course, is preparing his defenses and is not willing to give up without a fight, as he prepares his droid forces and his newly designed super tanks to take on the Jedi. And as Anakin and Luminara lead a diversion attack on the main facility, Ahsoka and Barriss sneak through the tunnels under the factory so they can get in and destroy the factory itself. And Anakin and Luminara are doing a good job until the super tanks are sent out, which cannot be harmed by the firepower of Republic forces. So they go and decide to blow the bridge so the super tanks cannot get across and are falling down to the bottom of the deep ravine under the bridge. So while they do that, Ahsoka and Barriss are able to get to the main generator, but are spotted by a Geonosis, and this leads Poggle, his tactical droid, and the super tank to come in and be able to confiscate the explosives they have. Poggle is able to escape, but they are able to take down the tactical droid and infiltrate the super tank. Knowing that there's only one way out of this, Ahsoka and Barriss go and destroy the generator to the factory, collapsing it upon them and burying them alive. Anakin, being very optimistic, begins to dig through the rubble, although Luminara believes that her apprentice is lost and that she must accept it. But Ahsoka is able to use skills that Anakin taught her to communicate with Anakin and Luminara are able to get their apprentices out and save their lives. Although they have won a major victory, they must capture Poggle before he can escape and be able to once again take back the planet. So Luminara goes out and begins to scout for Poggle against the wishes of the other Jedi. She is caught in a sandstorm and arrives at the Progate Temple, where she begins to investigate and look for Poggle. Going in, although she is advised not to and to wait for backup, she is ambushed by undead Geonosians and taken to the Geonosian Queen. Once the storm lifts, Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Cody go to infiltrate this temple and find Luminara. At first, they have a pretty easy time getting in, but are soon attacked by the undead Geonosians, who cannot be easily taken down. If they have their limbs removed, they are still moving, and the brain worms inside of them keep them alive and willing to fight. So at this point, the Jedi have to fall back a little, and losing many troops to this, including some they sent up to the surface, they know they have to quickly rescue Luminara and escape. So Anakin and Obi-Wan go to meet up with the Jedi Master and spring a trap. They meet the Queen and try to negotiate, although it is all a trap. And once they realize that negotiation is bad and that a brain worm is about to be put into Luminara, they are able to rescue her and begin to escape. The clones shoot down support beams, and the Jedi take Poggle prisoner, dragging him along. Anakin, Obi-Wan, Luminara, Cody, and the remaining clones run as the tunnels begin to collapse, and they escape just barely out of the temple. The final victories on Geonosis have been won, but as some of the clones rest in victory, one of the brain worms goes into one of the clone troopers and takes over his mind. He now plans to go and raise an army of Geonosians and brings more of the brain worms onto a ship that Ahsoka and Barriss have been assigned to take to help Master Kit Fisto at a medical station. And once these clones begin to be infected by the brain worms, they continue to spread it through other clones and try to ambush the Jedi so they could try to control them. This time it does not work, and they leave some of the clones that are still not controlled to watch over them. But soon they see that things are becoming pretty bad as they split up. Barriss tries to disable the engines while Ahsoka goes to contact Anakin and Kit Fisto. Barriss is captured and infected by the brain worms, and Ahsoka is able to contact Anakin, who goes and tortures Poggle to get the information out of him on how to defeat the brain worms. Anakin is then able to contact Ahsoka, and he tells her how to defeat them by using the cold. And Ahsoka now has to fight Barriss as she tries to lower the temperature in the ship. Kit Fisto was also contacted and told of what is on board as he prepares a quarantine team to be able to get everyone out. And Ahsoka fights off Barriss, who begs her friend to kill her. Ahsoka refuses and soon passes out after defeating Barriss. Waking up on the medical facility, Ahsoka learns that all of the brain worms have been destroyed and that this near disaster was averted. Although she does wonder if she did the right thing in sparing Barriss's life, especially if things got worse. Anakin tells her that she did do the right thing since she believed in her friend. Jedi Master Eth Koth has been sent to the Stilkamai system to hunt for General Grievous, but he has been ambushed, and Grievous has captured him. Grievous now sends a terrifying message to the Jedi Order, but Eth Koth is able to secretly send through the coordinates of his location to the Jedi, and Anakin Skywalker, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Edigalia are all sent to go and rescue Koth from Grievous, and they do this in a plan where Obi-Wan leads a fleet in to draw Grievous out and distract him, as Anakin and Galia sneak aboard the ship of Grievous to rescue Koth. And Obi-Wan thinks that his plan is working, as Grievous is lured to his ship and Obi-Wan battles the cyborg general, but Grievous then reveals that he knows that Anakin is aboard his ship and asks if he thinks he's rescued Master Koth yet. At the same time, Anakin arrives at the bridge with Master Galia, and a tactical droid jumps out with many commando droids to ambush the Jedi, but they are able to go and take them down and rescue Master Koth and escape from the ship. But Master Galia goes to help Obi-Wan, while Anakin takes him back to the ship. Master Galia and Obi-Wan are able to fight off Grievous, who manages to escape and crash down to the planet of Seleucami, and the Jedi are forced to evacuate from the ship with a pickup from Anakin, since Grievous ordered his battle droids to fire upon the ship, and this destroyed both ships since they were still docked together. Now, Obi-Wan Kenobi leads clone forces to go down and hunt for General Grievous on the planet before he could escape. And once he does land there, they begin their search. General Grievous leads his forces away from the wreckage of his ship to find the last working escape pod so they could contact the Separatists to get picked up. And at the same time, Republic forces split up, with Obi-Wan leading one group and Rex leading the other. They go to check out some of the other crash sites, and Obi-Wan does get onto Grievous's trail, but Rex is shot by snipers while leading his patrol, and he is pretty greatly injured. So they do go and take Rex, since they notice they're on farmland, to the farm nearby. They go and meet a woman who is a mother named Zillo Beast. She goes and agrees to let Rex stay there, as the other clones go to continue on, so Rex could heal from his wounds. And the other clones go to meet up with Obi-Wan, since he is on Grievous's trail. Rex is in the barn and quickly realizes that Sue's husband is a deserter clone trooper named Cut the Quain, and Rex is initially furious with him since he has abandoned the Republic and will not go and fight the war, and instead has stayed behind to be with the family, not realizing truly how important it is to Cut until some commando droids are accidentally activated by Cut's children, and this leads to Rex and Cut having to fend off the commando droids. And while this is initially going pretty well, they do face problems, and the two clones are able to just barely survive. And although they have won here on the other side of the planet, Obi-Wan and the rest of the clones have failed to go and capture Grievous, who did manage to escape once again. And returning to Rex, he prepares to leave, and Cut asks him if he will report this to the Republic, and Rex tells him that although it is his duty with how his injuries were, he's not going to be able to remember anything that happened there, and lets Cut LaQuain go to be with his family. While in the Coruscant underworld, with her master Anakin Skywalker trying to hunt down a wanted criminal Ahsoka waits outside as Anakin deals with the business he's sent down to do. And someone bumps into Ahsoka, stealing her lightsaber, wanting to track them down, but now wanting to let her master know she lost it. Ahsoka goes to Master Terra Sinube for help, and he does help. They are able to track down the thief, and once they go and interrogate him, he says that he sold it to a man named Knack Movers. And now the Jedi go to confront him as Master Sinube tells Ahsoka she needs to be patient. And they are arriving at his apartment and reveal that he has been murdered and someone is hiding there. A young woman named Aeon Mercy. And they see that the assassin is still there, a woman named Cassie Cryer. And Ahsoka begins to chase her as Sinube remains to go and question Mercy, and he soon realizes that she was involved with the murder. She flees, and Ahsoka fails to capture Cassie. Feeling that she is lost and has been defeated, she quickly realizes that Master Sinube and his patience has worked out, since he went and was able to borrow a speeder from a police droid and planted a tracker on Mercy, already knowing that she was part of the crime. And they track them down to a train station where they're trying to escape. Both are put into Republic custody, and Ahsoka goes and begins to teach the lessons she learned on this adventure of patience and the importance of a lightsaber to some of the younglings. Thank you for watching this episode of Legends and Theories. Please subscribe, like the video, share the video, leave a comment, check out the video on screen, and may the Force be with you.